Alright y'all, today we're looking at Wondrous Environments by the Welsh DM. This book gives you a collection of ready-to-use places, regions, creatures and loot for your games of Daggerheart. It's available for purchase as a PDF on DriveThru RPG, but for full disclosure I was given a complimentary copy for this review. That said, all my thoughts and opinions are my own. Let's get the elephant out of the way first. I've played exactly one session of Daggerheart and ran 0, so it's perfectly fair to ask why the hell I'm reviewing a Daggerheart book.
Not to worry. I have a permit.
This just says I can do what I want.
Also, good ideas and stories don't care about systems, and I'm happy to troll through content for any game for good stuff I can use in EZD6 and in karl.agius. Having gone through this book, I can tell you that most of the material can be used right out of the box. Sure, there are some difficulty numbers and stat blocks that need to be ported over, but that's mostly a case of sticking with whatever comes as easy, normal or hard in your system of choice. Wondrous Environments gives you 27 individual locations, 11 regions, and a whole lot of new creatures and items to drop into your games. Locations are sites which can vary from buildings to complexes to places such as entire cities, while regions are a collection of locations with a common theme and some special rules that apply in their boundaries. There is a lot of variety here, going from abandoned dungeons to fun parks to basically an extra-planar university. You've got a relatively normal spa and a museum that has alternative realities on display, which sounds like it would fit right into Fritz Leiber's Langmar. There's a city that is constantly rearranging itself, that screams Planescape to me, and an infernal railway that would be right at home in Stephen King's The Dark Tower series. Extremely imaginative stuff all around, and you're likely to find a lot that is useful here no matter what setting you're running in. Each location gives you a bit of background, some events that can happen there, and a set of story hooks for different tiers of play. You can of course just use them once at whatever tier your players happen to be in, but I think that being able to level up your locations is great. It makes them reusable through your campaign as the player characters grow in power and time passes by. For example, the tier 1 hook for the Arcanist Laboratory is basically a bunch of kids daring each other to explore the spooky abandoned building. You could run that and then later on run the third tier hook, where strange creatures are seen coming out of the laboratory. So your players end up diving deeper into the building they used to play in when they were younger. In between, the laboratory is still in the background of your world. This is an excellent way to give locations permanence. If you only ever use a location once, kind of only one interesting thing ever happens in that one place, that location is very likely to be forgotten completely. The hooks in this book are a great way to keep locations fresh in the player's minds, and they can lead to some very interesting roles in play. Say the party has visited the forum between worlds on an adventure. They later come across a mysterious text or an impossible object. If they remember the places they visited, they could decide to go back there and look for information, organically tying it back to their campaign. Some of the locations also have resources that can be harvested by the player characters, which doubles down on this and rewards players who engage in research or take notes, or at least have very good memories. Say the players are facing someone who makes heavy use of illusion. They might know or find out that a plant called Liar's Bane grows in the meteoric basin, and that chewing on it makes you resistant to deception. Well, guess where they're going next session. Of course you could make this up as you go along, and you should, but here you've got a bunch of material all nicely packaged and good to go. There are a couple of things that can be improved in this product, but they're all related to the packaging, not the content. The PDF is not bookmarked, which means that you need to flip around a fair bit if you want to look up a stat block and then go back to the page you are looking at. You do get links to everything in the indexes, but that's still an extra step if you're using it at the table. Hopefully this is something that will be added in a future update. The other thing I would have done differently is to have everything related to one location or region in one place. The way they are laid out here works well enough. You have most of the information you need for each location in one page. But it would have been nice to have a full 2-page spread so you have the location information, stat blocks for new creatures and items right in front of you, without having to move around too much. Apart from that, I don't have any real complaints here. The layout is very easy on the eyes and I like the sketches in the background as they add texture without getting in the way. This book is a useful addition to your library whether you're running Daggerheart or any other system, because it's packed full of both usable information and inspiration for your adventures. If you picked it up and have your own thoughts, let's talk about it in the comments below. In the meantime, be sure to check out the Welsh DM's channel, or check out this video here for a review of another RPG setting. Bye!